Hello and welcome back to another video. Okay, in this one we have a flooded toilet block on a Sunday, we have a farmhouse that's been having problems with their drain to their septic tank, and we have a blocked sewage drain on a trading estate. So enjoy the video and please subscribe. Thank you.
If you like this video, give a thumbs up and make sure to hit subscribe at the end.
Okay, so as I said, I was called out to this one on a Sunday. Now, ignore the yellow on the floor, that's actually the colour the flooring is, where it's just old. Now what's been happening is this toilet's been overrunning, and you can probably make it out running down the side of the bowl there. And because it's blocked, it is absolutely flooded the place. Now, I was quite lucky with this one, because it's actually a bit of an outside toilet that goes straight out to the car park, so could have been much worse. So let's start by getting that toilet clear. So we're going to use our 4-inch plunger disc like normal, and we're going to give the toilet a good rod, and hopefully it'll all run away, and that's the blockage bit of the job done, and it'll stop the water. Now, that's one bonus. At least the toilet was nice and easy to clear. So all we got to do is somehow deal with all this water. So I brought a selection of squeegees, and I think what we're going to do is just push it out this door. Because it's fairly clean water, I don't think it's really going to matter. Now, I was just thinking, it's probably the best clean this floor has had for a long time as well. Okay, so after a lot of squeegeeing and a phone call to the office to tell them they need to get a plumber to attend to sort out the overrunning toilet, that was my day done on Sunday. So let's now move on to Monday. So if you're not from the UK, this bit of the video is going to make a brilliant lesson for how quick the British weather changes. So this site have two tanks. They've got a biodisc treatment plant and they have a septic tank. So the tanker is going to start off by emptying the biodisc, and I'm going to go have a look at a blockage go into their other septic tank. Now they reckon it's constantly blocking and they're forever having to plunge it themselves to get it clear. So they've asked for it to be jetted through. So let's see what we find. Now, I've literally just chucked my hose over the wall, jumped over the wall, and come round to check on the other driver, and this is honestly how quick the weather's changed. I haven't changed the order of any of these videos, so yeah, it's mad.
Lovely weather, right?
Okay, so what we're going to start by doing here is getting the little square rodding eye up in front of us. Now, that line there should run near enough directly to the tank. Now, the manhole to the left-hand side is what's taking the pipework from all the house. Now, that runs down and tees into the line that this is on the end of. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm trying to explain it the best I can. So, essentially, this is just a rodding eye. So what we're going to do is we're going to put our spinner jet down through here, and I'm just going to let that go as far as I can down to the tank, because I know the access is a little bit rubbish down at the tank end. I'll show that to you in a second. It's probably worth mentioning as well that this lid is split clean in half. Now, the customer seems to like it that way because they can get the lid off a lot easier, so yeah. Okay, so it turns out that this line's blocked because the more water that I add into the system, the higher this manhole gets. Now, the customer did tell me on arrival that the drains are actually clear and they'd rodded them not long ago, but clearly by the look of this manhole, that's not the case. So I think that's down at the tank end, so let's go have a look and see what they've got. So under this cap, which is full up, we have a T. Now basically our drain we've just jetted comes straight down, 90s into that T and straight into the tank. So our blockage has to be right on the mouth of the tank. So we'll sort that out in a bit. Once the tanker's around there, we'll work it out. Okay, so back down at the tank end, let's get the lids off and see what's going on in the tanks. So this is the inlet side of our tank. I don't know if you could make that out, but it's pretty solid in there. Then we have this cover over here, which is the cleaner side of our tank. If I get the lid up, you can probably see that side's not quite so solid. Now there's a baffle in the middle of this tank, so essentially it's kind of split into two chambers. So let's get the truck pumping this tank out and we'll see if we can work out why this tank keeps blocking, because there's clearly something going on.
That's got that on it.
So let's use our old favourite spear jet, and we'll try and jet down the T and see if we can get it to punch a hole through whatever's causing the blockage on the way into the tank.
Got wire. I got wire.
I wonder why it blocks.
What's that?
I don't know exactly what the problem is. How are we going to get that out of there? Plunger disc in it. There's a plunger disc across the channel. Oh yeah. That's why it keeps blocking. There you got it. Now, I wonder why they kept getting blockages. Now, the thing is, sometimes when customers clear their own blockages, they fail to tell you little things like this, like they lost one of the discs down the pipe, until you give it back to them at the end of the job. And then they go, oh yeah, I might have lost one of those a few years ago. Okay, so we actually filled the truck up doing this job simply because they had two quite large tanks. So the truck's going to go off and tip, I'm going to finish off what I'm doing and yep, leave him to it to finish emptying the tank. So what I'm going to do now is chuck the jetting hose into the rodding eye with no jet on the end, and hopefully when we look down our T at the other end and into the tank, we should see the water flowing through quite nicely. Okay, so that's us all done on this job. Obviously the tanker's got a return, but I'm just going to shut the lids down just so no one falls down the tank in the meantime. And then we can move on to our next job. So another job done, and at least we found what the problem was as well, so hopefully that will stop that one blocking up. So let's move on to the next job. Okay, so on to the next job, and this is one that I've done before. Now, they've got this big heavy steel plate manhole cover that's got a nice big channel underneath, and we're going to be jetting towards that Land Rover, and there's a line that runs straight down there between the buildings, and there's a manhole under another Land Rover at the other end, or at least I think it was a Land Rover, I'll check in a minute, which is absolutely full of sewage. So the line just wants a good jet through just to get all that moving. I forgot to mention, we've also got this little chamber in the middle that's absolutely full of solid sewage as well. So I thought before we lift the chamber at the far end, I'll stick my 6 back in and we'll give the line a good jet up through. Now, the main line coming down through this chamber always holds water. I've never seen it any lower than what it is now. Now, it never seems to have been a problem. To be honest, at this point, it's kind of the landlord's responsibility anyway. The guy who rents the unit kind of gets this job done as a bit of a favour to the landlord. So he's only really worried about his bit. So this blockage took an awful lot of water just to get it all moving. It was so thick and we hadn't even lifted the cover at the other end yet. So let's try and get the sewage running in this little chamber here. Now I'm going to start on this chamber here just by punching a little hole down through with my 4-inch rod, and then we should be able to get the hose in there and just blast a load of water down there, and hopefully we should see it all move through. And then typically I run out of water. So, whilst I'm connected to the tap filling out of water, I've got the customer to go inside and start flushing some toilets. Now once again, this is the reason that I need a second GoPro. So, whilst I was watching this come through at this end, something interesting happened at the other end. Now, I still had the customer inside flushing toilets. I knew there was still a bit of a blockage in the line back to the toilets. And typically, it all come through whilst I was down this end. So like I said earlier in the video, I've never seen this line run any better than it does now. It never seems to block up, but the customer wasn't too bothered about that bit. Like I said, that bit's the landlord's problem. So we got his drains going, so that's all that matters, I suppose. So if you like this video, please leave a like. If you can leave a comment if you haven't already. And please subscribe. It really helped me out. I'm trying to get this channel as big as possible. I know I say it every single video, but every single one of you really counts. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Please like and subscribe and leave a comment.